Beautiful, wondrous creatures of YouTube, unless you live under a rock, you may now know that Twitter has sold itself to CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk, valuing itself at $44 billion. Hey guys, welcome to the channel where we discuss the simulation we are all going through together. Drop a like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I would love to get my first subscriber here today. We're going to get into Elon Musk and what happened in the world today after he bought Twitter. $44 billion. Pretty ridiculous. And we're floating around here discussing world events and the implications for our future, because the future is all that matters, right? So we want to build a better future. And who better than Elon Musk, who says the same thing, right? Says the same thing. One big thing with Elon Musk, he has a past of tweets that aren't as crazy as maybe a Donald J. Trump, who is banned and is saying he's staying on True Social, whatever that is. Good for him. Standing his ground like Elon here. The guy's entertaining. He's a character. If he's a good character in our simulation of tetrahedra, great. If he's bad, what are you going to do about it? And I guess it is a lot about power. Elon moves markets. That's one of the things that happened today. Dogecoin shot up. If you would have thought Elon was going to be able to make the deal work out, that's a great speculative buy. Can't be mad at it. I, not more than a month ago, had some shares of Doge. I moved them around. I don't have any now. Would have been a good play. Would have helped the old bank account. Is it a good thing or a bad thing for one person to have all that power? I guess that's the question we're trying to assimilate in the simulation to today as a group of tetrahedrons on this channel. Twitter accepts buyout, giving Elon Musk total control. The richest man in the world now owns arguably the most influential social platform in the world. Though from a business standpoint, Twitter is significantly smaller than companies like Facebook and TikTok. The Twitter board conducted a thoughtful and comprehensive process, ingesting a poison pill in a deliberate attempt to overvalue the company. Musk said at a conference that he made the offer to buy Twitter because it had become kind of the de facto town square. So it was just really important that people have the reality and the perception that they are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law. Musk added, "This is not a way to make money. My strong intuitive sense is that having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important to the future of civilization. I don't care about the economics at all." Okay, well, here are your sources. Trump says he has no plans to rejoin Twitter after Musk deal. That's surprising and hard to believe. Elon Musk photo with Ghislaine Maxwell floods Twitter after deal. Well, surprisingly, all I can hear about in regards to trials is Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That's all the news feeds are full of. When Ghislaine Maxwell's trial went on, I don't remember seeing one video clip from that. And I imagine a lot of people involved with that are walking around. Point is, I just don't remember hearing a lot about that whole trial. But now that Elon has bought Twitter, let's have these resurface. The Verge, who is particularly salty, posting a pretty great tweet after the news of the deal broke. What else does The Verge have to say? Twitter accepts buyout, giving Elon Musk total control of the company. Twitter accepts blah, blah, blah. So actually, it was pretty straightforward. Human rights groups raise hate speech concerns after Musk takeover of Twitter. So it is almost 6 o'clock on the 25th of April. This was posted 21 minutes ago. Reuters already getting on the side of not getting on a side. Maybe they're just reporting. Maybe they are just reporting. So what does it say here? Human rights groups on Monday raised concerns about hate speech on Twitter and the power that its takeover by Elon Musk would give the billionaire after the self-described free speech absolutist clinched a deal to take the social media platform private. So Twitter did not immediately respond to a request for comment or concerns raised by these groups. A lot of danger having so much power in the hands of one individual. Don't disagree with that. I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. You know, whether you love Elon Musk, Hillary Clinton, or Trump, giving somebody so much power of say over something so massively important, and at least, he is saying that it is important to him. At least the tenet of free speech in our Bill of Rights, the first 10 things amended in the Constitution that our founding fathers could even agree on. The First Amendment being very important to Elon. I think that's good regardless. All the power in the hands of one man is not ideal. Amnesty International said it was concerned about any potential decision that Twitter may take after Musk's takeover to erode enforcement of the policies and mechanisms designed to moderate hate speech online. The last thing we need is a Twitter that willfully turns a blind eye to violent and abusive speech against users, particularly those most disproportionately impacted, including women, non-binary persons, and others. Any potential decision that Twitter may take after Musk's takeover to erode enforcement of the policies and mechanisms designed to moderate hate speech online. So how are we going to moderate speech now after Musk's takeover? We have concerns. Well, is there anything in the past maybe that Twitter has done that maybe this, might raise reasons for these concerns? I don't know. Oh, here's Joe Rogan with Douglas Murray. What are they talking about?
Yeah, for all those reasons. I mean, I still can't get over this thing of the of Twitter and Facebook and co silencing the New York Post.
Interesting.
And what I can't get over most about it is the intelligence chiefs who signed the letter saying that the story was Russian disinformation. Because in my opinion, every single one of those intelligence chiefs should be lose their pension. Okay. They should.
So there was a story about a certain laptop, a certain president's son, posted in the New York Post, and it was scrubbed from the internet, told to the American populace at the time of the election that it was Russian disinformation. And an intelligence officer signed off on it, giving, Twitter the go-ahead and Facebook the go-ahead and Google the go-ahead, all these massive media tech conglomerates the go-ahead to say, this isn't true. This is false information. It's not only false, it's Russian interfering in sovereign action disinformation. But it wasn't.
You should never have members of the intelligence community becoming political actors like that. And they did.
And there seems to be no repercussions.
There's no repercussion.
I think that's a big key there.
They all gave their view about something they knew nothing about to help Joe Biden win the election. It's like that is totally corrupt. Yes, that would have been when it would have hit.
Yes, and it would have been a giant issue. But because of the fact that they did lock it down, I mean, they really did manipulate the elections by doing that.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that when people
Watch
say there
out,
was
Joe.
manipulation, there was at that level. I mean, even
Google and Twitter won't like that.
All your tech platforms.
This is probably why Amnesty International has concerns, right?
Deciding to assist one candidate and a massive amount of your intelligence community assisting that candidate in order to stop getting out the story of corruption in what is now the First Family.
Oh, Amnesty International might actually have some legitimate concerns, because that seems like a major point of contention and potential corruption and abuse of these mechanisms to stop this sort of speech and defamation.
It's being released by one of the oldest newspapers in America, the New York Post.
I know, it's in
it's incredible.
That's what I just can't get over.
It's like the people that are in charge over at Twitter, like who is running that, to not allow the sharing of a story because you think it's going to affect the election in a way that you don't desire.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, definitely some concerns. I wonder why Elon Musk even got involved, It's kind of strange he would get involved if, this sort of stuff's going on. And before his time, as Amnesty said, that these things were in place. So, I mean...
Yeah.
That's crazy. That should be illegal.
It should be illegal. There should have been a punishment for it.
Yes.
There should have been,
It's weird there wasn't
serious
any.
repercussions.
And weird there
And they
wasn't
just-
any repercussions,
There
huh?
never are.
If you look from whenever they first started banning people on Twitter and then instigating censorship, and Twitter's still not as bad as some platforms.
Do you think? Oh, I thought it was
Yes.
the worst.
Okay, so, Amnesty International may have some legitimate concerns here about Musk's takeover, right? April 24th, relatively recently, huh? Soros gang, the genesis of NATO's coup in Ukraine, huh? So I don't know if we want to get into this. We won't get into that. Anyway, all right, back to Musk. What does this mean? What does all this mean? What does it mean? Elon's going to have a lot of power. Not that he already doesn't. Shareholders, I think, will be happy. I don't think he's ever made shareholders that upset in his track record. But it's easy to get on his side. It's easy to take the other side. Being moderate in items of political, outside your knowledge, really. You don't know Elon Musk, do you? I don't. Everything with a moderate grain of salt. He's going to be the beacon of freedom of speech. At the other side, he's an emerald mine child, right? His family once owned an emerald mine in Zambia, right? He is African, right? He's from South Africa. In the mid-1980s, Elon Musk's father, Errol, and a co-pilot were on their way to England aboard a plane they hoped to sell when they landed there. Never made it to their destination. Going to fly to Jeddah, something happened. There were two South Africans, wherever they were, ran into a group of Italians. Market for airplanes, named his price, deal was done. Stack of money, paid me out $80,000. It was a huge amount of money. Okay. Same with the cash in hand. Errol was made another offer he couldn't refuse. Would he like to buy half an emerald mine for half of his new riches? All right. Made a lucrative decision, a lucrative investment. So Elon was born with a silver spoon. So, I say all this to say, if this is what Elon, I think the guy wants to go to Mars. I don't think his number one priority necessarily is Twitter. I think the guy's life mission is Mars. Good for him. It's good to have a lofty goal. He's obviously a workhorse. Same problems with Trump as with Elon, and the Twitter accounts are cults of personality. He's literally moving markets. That's insane. That is so much money. I don't think most people understand how much money is really involved in crypto right now. And to move that market, even an inch, you know what I mean? He has tremendous power. We'll see what he does. I don't think it's bad news. It's memeable. Things in this simulation need to be memeable. That's my take. That's just my take. Like, subscribe, comment below what you think, about Elon, about this take, whatever. Check out the collection on SolSea. Seriously considering moving to OpenSea. Again, whatever. Who cares, right? It's unverified on SolSea. Unverified and hard to find on SolSea. They don't make it easy for their creators. Imagine. All right. Peace, my wonderful tetrahedrons. Later.